like something and you're like, I don't have that. Like, I don't have nipple clamps. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't have a whip. Why would I have that? I'm 13. I mean, obviously,
but
know.
So nowadays there is sexy texting. I do like to have fiery texts, and also it's kind of like crypto mining, where if you send enough of them, you'll get like a boob picture or something. You have to like work away at it, but now you can get rewarded in a faster way than like that. She was doing some like MS-DOS programming to do that sex session.
Yeah.
They're like it for some reason to me, I'm like I like to talk in bed. Like I feel like there are some people who like that. They're like words are connected to the part of their brain that does sex stuff, and some people they're just not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I'm very much someone where it's like that I like to talk, but like something about putting it in writing, I like it makes my skin crawl. It creeps me out. Like I'm just like I don't want to like ever have evidence of the shit I have said in bed. Like I don't want to be able to look through those texts again. Like that's I'm not a sexter. Like it makes me, I'll send pictures or whatever, but like the full on just like typing out like, and then I'll do this. Like it creeps me out. I can't do it.
Yeah. I would hate that.
I'm pretty guarded too. I want to make it look good. Something I could put on my tombstone and
exactly.
not feel like, bad about.
It's just putting it in, it just feels way more permanent than just like mumbling something weird.
Yeah.
Like the moment, you know? Just
right. Mumbling. I mean, let's get to this dude here. This guy.
This is another level.
This is the next level type shit in real sex world.
Even though I want to know what he looks like and I want to know what his voice sounds like.
I don't know. I just heard noise.
My imagination can create
I heard Brett talking and
something better.
Okay, whatever. Oh, here we go.
This guy calling up almost.
Great music
Thank
again.
you for calling Collins Studios host and call screener line.
Basically, you know,
Please enter your show or meeting number and press
every day. Get off work, come home, get on the computer, talk on the billboard, chat.
He's typing "I will hot chat" into like a general chat room. Who's looking to hot chat with me?
Also, he looks like a 1980s like lineman. He has like a nice long bowl cut thing and a real strong mustache.
Yeah.
Just like
I just feel like
real vintage.
You're always in for something good when someone on Real Sex starts their interview by saying they consider themselves an average guy. Like that's always like something fun is about to happen.
He is. This guy is not.
Me, I'm nobody. Hey, what's up?
Here's more.
Hey. Can you hear Charlotte's bullshit?
People here for a while?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Me and
That's fine with me.
So his wife, while he's doing cyber sex,
it hung up because
his wife sits on the couch right behind him. She'll say like,
Charlie,
right?
you need a drink?
He said sometimes she'll put on a G-string or something, but like she just is like, okay, you know. So what I picture their life as being like, because he's shirtless and he's just sitting at his computer, is he goes to work, they eat dinner together, and then she sits on the couch and reads a magazine or watches TV, and he sits over at the computer and just fucking jacks off all night until she says, hey, would you like to talk to me?
Hot chatting.
Hot chat.
Hot chatting.
His explanation too, where he's like, well, my wife, she likes the chess boards on here.
Yes.
And I like the ones where people talk about fucking. Like, it's like these are not equivalent interests.
It's the internet, you know. She'll go and talk about Beanie Babies with her friends, and then I, talk to women how much I want to suck on their long titties.
Yeah. I weighed the options on a scale that was digital. School spirit, how I'm holding up my principles. Few OGs and my mama who I listen to. I got a text from Obama, told me to kill it too. We make reporters and journalists grab their microphones. She talking dirty like her guy ain't home. All bets is off, but see my time is on. Hey, what's up with all the doubts, cause I left mine at home. You see, I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable. And niggas in the city carry lead like number 2. Might pull up in the clutch to light one if I fuck with you. If you my nigga hit me, I still got the same number 2. Ain't no road maps for the problems I run into. That's why I navigate, they gravitate into what we do. And all I got is hits, I'm a Louisville slugger too. The Blake Chris Show, I wanna thank you for coming through. I said the Blake Chris Show, thank you for coming through. I like to light when then proceed to talk my shit, I'm Dave. I don't make music for niggas that barely played. I was racking up points and assists before you knew my name. Don't play yourself, I'm accurate from long range. Yeah, but this the Blake Show, like the Lake Show, the Dynasty. I'm up like late shows, but the TV is really watching me. I'm gearing up for a run as long as Letterman's. They showed me they ain't wanna be great, so I said forget them then. Yeah, like fuck 'em, we ball. All that shit you said is coming back like recalls. We on top of your head. The summer gon' be cold, fall even colder. I keep my grass low, so if I fall, it's not from cobras. John Elway in this wood, this here gon' knock me over. Like I told you, lot in motion, life's a roller coaster, And when you overdo it, it makes some niggas do it over.
Here is our first clip from Kristen Mankind, Kristen Davis.
The sign of real intelligence, self-deprecating humor, able to laugh at oneself. I'm not very good at that, I have to be honest with you.
I think that's my favorite thing he's ever said, because he said the real sign of intelligence is self-deprecating humor. I'm not very good at that, to be honest with you.
That could be the most honest thing I've heard him say.
Yeah, that was a moment of self-realization that does not happen very often with Mancow.
No, but there's more to this.
But I have a sense of humor, and I have found that people that don't have a sense of humor are, the regular people, salt of the earth. The morons, the dipshits, and really the masses. Many of them do. They have no sense of humor, and in Chicago, the ones that don't have the sense of humor are also drinking lead in their water for real, and they're real stupid. Yeah, man, keeping it real. Yeah, you're not keeping it real. You're keeping it real stupid, real violent, and real quick to violence, and that's what lead does in the water. That would be one thing I would campaign about. But where...
So if he is running for, if he does make the decision to run, okay, then that's something you got look forward to. I'm going to Chicago if he does announce his governor run, because I'm 99. He keeps hinting at
like you're moving there. You're saying you're moving?
No. Yeah, I'm moving there to volunteer for him. Actually, I have to go door to door for him. So here's a little more.
Not one girl with implants.
What's my type?
Okay, so he for some reason asked this woman what his type is. So
exactly the type of girls that work for me.
No, do you remember my type? I told you.
Yes, brunette, small-chested, and petite.
Close. No, I tell my wife, I said, listen, if a guy shows up at the door and says we haven't been doing anything, you can laugh and slam the door. If a tall blonde shows up, you can laugh and close the door. If a petite brunette shows up and says wait till I get home before you throw my shit out.
That's right.
That's
funny. That's a funny way to say it. Well, it's a funny way to say it too. Like, hey, listen, first off, honey, I'm not gay. Like he makes sure to clarify that, like, hey, listen, if a man shows up, this guy's lying for sure. Which honestly happens quite a bit, where like a guy will show up and be like, yo, I'm fucking your husband, man, cow.
I've never.
But like
he's leaving.
Hey everybody, welcome to Street Fight. Hope you're ready to start something. Hope you're getting things together to fight back against the oppressive systems that are running our lives. I hope you're getting involved and getting out there, spreading the mess across the U.S. to every corner of the flat Earth, creating dissent, disruption, and more cracks in the system that's currently in place. My name is Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quinby, and we are Street Fight Radio, the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show in any station across the nation. We've been doing now for 11 years here out of Columbus, Ohio, and you can find us on WCRSFM.org. We're on WCRS-FM LP. I don't know, WCRS LP we're supposed to say. I don't know what that means. Like
low
long
power.
play? Low power. I mean like long play.
I don't like that it means low power because I'm high on power over here. I got all kinds of power.
Yeah, we should say HP.
Yeah.
Enough power. EP.
I'll explain it when we're into the show here, but I'm very powerful right now.
92.7, 98.3 or WCRSFM.org is the place to listen to all the other shows that are on there. As always, you can call us. The number to dial 614-655-3887. Once again, 614-655-3887. Talk to us. Tell us what's going on. Come hang with the gang. We're ready for you. Every Sunday night, it's a street fight from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can watch it twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio.
So I'm going to go ahead and start the show and throw out a thank you out there for some people. Thank you to the people of the wonderful city of Salt Lake City that have decided that it's good that I've decided it's going to be my second home.
What? Oh, Salt Lake City? Oh, from the Holy Boys?
No, from Street Fight last week. I said I was moving there because of candy, or I want to go there because of candy.
Oh, I just heard you say you want to go there for the Mormons too. You want to become Mormon on the Holy Boys.
You don't know. That could happen. We don't know if that, you never know where you're going to be when you're 60. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, for sure.
I can't guarantee I'm not going to be a Mormon is the problem.
Yeah, I thought you meant right now.
No. I can't. All I'm saying is in 20 years, I have no fucking idea what I could be Christian. You don't know. I mean, nobody knows where they're going to end up, you know? If you had told me when I was 20, I was going to be like an anarchist guy or have leftist politics, I'd have told you to eat shit. You know, I'm busy over here being racist.
Yeah, I feel like 20, maybe 30 for me. 30 years from now, I'm going to have to stop drinking eventually. I'm going to have to cool it on the drugs. But I'm going to need a place where I can just where they give you a little bit of a longer leash to get wild. But as long as it's in the name of the Lord, I can flop all over the ground. I can dance. I can run in place. I can jump off of the podium and say it's from God's love. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to need to keep me going.
I was having this whole conversation with my wife because we're watching this Under the Banner of Heaven thing, which is, again, it's a murder show about Mormons, right? And I'm talking to her and I'm like, you know, the thing about the Mormons to me, one, I don't know how anybody whose parents are religious ends up being religious once they turn 18. I just can't imagine. I don't like anything. I don't even listen to Pink Floyd because my dad liked Pink Floyd. So I don't know how that ends up happening, but I do know some guys that went on mission for Mormon when they were 18 and weren't drinking and fucking around. They were literally just fucking going to a place and first of all, I'll tell you a quick Mormon story here. My wife's family was Mormon until she was 3 for a short period of time during 2 of the kids or whatever. And
they were just trying to get some good morals in there or something, or they just wanted to switch up the rules.
Her dad
Christmas.
Her dad
do Christmas and shit.
Oh, they love Christmas.
Okay.
Her dad wants to be religious really bad. He was even something like a universalist for a period of time. He really wants to be religious. Every time I talk to him, he's talking about Jesus Christ and stuff like that. But he's so hateful that I'm like, it's not working for you, brother. You know?
Well, he's just Jesus Christ is going to forgive me for how hateful I'm being. I can be as hateful as I goddamn want. Despicable. Jesus already died for my sins.
Yeah, so they were Mormons for a period of time. They baptized my wife's older sister and brother as Mormons, like 2 of them as Mormons. And she was telling me that her older sister had to get a letter from the bishop over like Columbus or Ohio or over some large area for them to quit tracking her down, dude. Because they were fucking tracking her down and being like, you should come back to being a Mormon. And she's like, I don't want to. And then she would tell the people when they came to their house, like they would come to her new house. Like she would fucking she would get a new house. And then motherfuckers would just show up like, hey, have you thought about being Mormon again? And then they said, we got to keep coming back until you get somebody to write a letter telling us not to come back. And so there's like a whole even section of the Mormons that are like able to hunt people down, which I think is really interesting. But
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the patriarchy stuff is the thing I was talking about on when I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, I know what they do, right? Like they are the patriarch. They are the patriarch. Everybody has to bow down to the man of the house. But in my opinion now, I don't want that, because if something gets fucked up, it then ends up being my fault. Like I cannot blame anybody else. Now the Mormons would just blame their wife anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, you didn't get behind me good enough. But that's the part of being a Mormon that I just don't see me ever being a guy that's like, yeah, I'm in charge and I make all the decisions because I hate fucking being in charge. I don't want to be to blame for fucking something up.
I decide where my kid goes to college. I decide what we have for dinner. I decide what car we're going to buy.
Yeah. Dude, they're like that, man. They're just like that. And that's the Mormon thing that will never get me. I mean, everybody else thinks it's coffee with me. Like that coffee would be the problem. But to tell you the truth, I don't care that much about coffee. I like caffeine. I like caffeine. I get it I have it a couple times a day. I'm not saying I don't like caffeine. I'm saying that like much like cigarettes, I could quit caffeine. It wouldn't be a big deal. That's, I drink 7-Up. I just drink 7-Up all the time or something. I don't fucking know, but caffeine's not a big deal to me. So I don't know. I don't know what the thing that's stopping me from being Mormon is the patriarchy part. I can't, I don't want to be, I mean, imagine you're sitting at your house, dude, and it's getting foreclosed on, right? And your family's all kicked out to the corner and they're just all looking at you like you made every one of the decisions that led us to this situation. And it's like, I don't want that. I hate that feeling. It seems like the worst thing in the world to be that. So that's where I can't become Mormon, but who knows? Maybe I'll warm to it over the next 20 years,
Yeah, you've got time to figure it out.
We had so many Mormon listeners when we first started Street Fight too. I mean, we chased them off. Yeah, we chased a few of them off or whatever, but like we did have a decent amount of them, and it was like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to. Oh yeah, no hot beverages is actually the thing. Thank Robin Banks in the chat. It's actually no hot beverages. It's not even coffee. So it's just coffee. Hot cocoa.
What if you accidentally leave a mug near the fire?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the Jehovah's Witness. They're not allowed to do shit at all. They're the ones that ain't allowed to do anything. No holidays. They had to go. Remember, they'd have to go sit in a hallway at they'd have to go sit in a hallway at school. It's like, if I'm the teacher, I'm just like, hey, you can. I mean, it's just candy and stuff,
No, because then you have to deal with that crazy ass. The patriarch's going to come get you as a teacher. He's going to come in pissed that you talked to your kid and gave him candy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get like why it's such an issue. Well, I mean, it's because it's religious crap, but I'm just saying like, man, I would just sit the kid down, dude. My plan would be like, I'm sitting this kid down, right? And I'm just going to be like, hey, man, I'm going to let you sit in the classroom while this birthday party goes on. Don't tell your dad or nothing. And, but I guess you can't really be getting into doing that either. Don't tell your parents stuff in the school.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, they got a kid. They got a guy. I guess the 6th grade camp was this week in the last week in a district that my daughter goes to, and she wasn't able to be a counselor. They turned her down. But it ended up being shitty anyway. So she's like, thank God. Like all the people that went were like crying and like passing out and fucking there was no water at the place. No water, no running water. None. For some reason, it just broke, and they were like, "You ain't got running water."
They can't throw those kids into that.
Didn't even tell the kids, dude. Didn't tell the little kids at all. The little kids didn't know before they left. They didn't tell the little kids. They didn't tell the little kids' parents. They just were like, "There's no water. We're going camping." Now the counselors knew because I knew about it before they went. You know what I mean? So these kids, no running water. No, nothing. It's storming. The goddamn thing's leaking. The cabins are leaking and shit. It just being with a bunch of 6th graders in that situation seems like fucking hell. But they ended up getting a guy fired for being a creep, which I was kind of like happy about to hear about. That's the second in my daughter's class. That's the second creep they've gotten fired. I was like, you guys are like fucking Law and Order SVU over there.
A counselor or a teacher?
He was just a guy that worked there. I don't know if he was a counselor or not. I asked how old he was because I was like really curious because he was like walking up behind the girls from the school and like grabbing them and pushing them in the pool and saying, hey, you know, if you want to come sleep in the other counselor's cabin, it's a little bit nicer.
No way.
Stuff. Yeah. He worked at the camp and they were just like, these kids, I don't know how long he's been doing this or whatever. I was like, how old is he? Because I thought he would be like 60 or something like that. 25-year-old guy, you know, which is crazy. It just
really, that's the standard age of predators at camps.
Whew, man. Yeah. This guy, I
mean, like, they mostly have young kids. They have people the 200 they have 20-year-olds. Yeah. Who still think crazy. That, the youngest person you can sleep with is like a badge of honor.
Yeah. Also that, you know, when you're 20, I have heard of people who are like 20 dating like a 17-year-old and like, I don't know. I think it sucks I think being a person that's out of high school, I think high school is the dividing line. You get what I'm saying? Where it's like, once you get out of high school, you don't get to date nobody in high school anymore. That's over. You got to do college. You know what I mean? Right. And really, to tell you the truth, once you get out of college, you probably should only be people out of college. I don't know if that's the way, because we're all adults, but I just think about like, I don't know. It's like, if you're 20, right, and you're going to your real job every day, and then your significant other's going to high school, that's always going to be weird. It doesn't even matter, you know? So
yeah. I mean, it's wrong. I don't think there's not really anything to waver on there. It's wrong.
I'm glad these kids got that guy busted though, man. These kids like really know their boundaries. I was actually pretty fucking proud of them. I was very happy with that. I am not a libertarian ever. I think the age of consent is great. I'm very into the age of consent. So yeah. Oh, so Joe Brandon, have you heard about this Gold Bond medicated powder situation I'm in?
What?
They don't have Gold Bond medicated powder anywhere near my house at any of the places, not even travel size.
I thought you said there's never going to be shortages in America.
Not real. Well, first of all, dude, I was looking to even buy the generic shit, like the shower to shower. You ever heard of that stuff?
What?
Shower to shower. It's like a 1980s like thing that people would put in their drawers. But yeah, I'm out looking, trying to figure out like,
is there a difference?
I think, well, I was looking for the generic. They didn't even have the generic, dude. They didn't even have the travel size. I couldn't get it anywhere. And
there's no medicated powders?
No powders. No, it's ball and ass. Let's all be honest here. Nobody puts the powder anywhere on their body except for their balls and their ass, and occasionally their feet.
Your shoes.
And the B-dog can't even figure out what the feet are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you would even put it on your feet. What's the point? What's going on down there? You know?
Takes the rankness out. So you're saying there are supply chain problems.
There are real supply chain problems. You know, I went to the grocery store today. You know, another one.
All of our powders are gone.
Powders are gone. I also have another problem, actually, that I found today that I think is terrifying. I'm turning into our guy, our prepper.
You're a prepper now.
I'm turning into him because my daughter, I had to go get stuff for, my kid said cornstarch, not doing it. That's food. I was I was going to the store to get stuff for the week for like lunches for my kid and shit. And I said, what do you need? And she goes, I either want garden salsa sun chips, which that's a tall order, right? Like,
okay,
they're not gonna, they might not have, that's a weird brand.
These only have Harvest Cheddar. That's all they have.
Yeah, that's a weird brand. I didn't expect it to be, I'm like, I'll get it for you if it's there, but I don't believe it to be there. And then the other thing she wanted, dude, was those really good honey barbecue Fritos. You know those things that are
spiral
twisties? Ones.
Yeah.
Out. They were out of those too. And I was just like, I've never heard of that happening ever. Like having just a Frito shortage. Now we don't have all the Fritos flavors. What world are we living in right now? I can't get ass and balls powder unless it's named something like fucking Fromunda, or like the stuff I had is Beast Skin and Balls powder. That's what I had to buy.
Beast skin?
Beast.
You put it on your beast skin?
Yeah, I put it where my beast is, you know? So I'm starting to get with my dude. It's like, I can't believe that Fritos are gone.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
Ring the alarm bells.
There's never been a time in my life where I couldn't just go to the store and get Fritos. There's never. And Joe Biden, this is all fucking Joe Biden. Because people are like saying, oh, it had talc. They've been talc free for years now. They haven't had talc in them for years because talc causes cancer. And they've been talc free for years. So it ain't a talc issue. It's a Joe Biden issue. Joe Biden doesn't need ball powder. That's the thing.
Are you sure?
Politicians don't need ball powder because they don't do anything.
There's
nothing sweating down there, you know?
They get their sweat glands removed.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm not using cornstarch. Everybody in the chat room is like,
gross.
Cornstarch is the number one
gross
thing. It's like, put flour down there too, I guess. I don't know. I'll fucking bake a cake in my nuts or something like that. Or it gets so hot down there, you know?
I just imagine cornstarch just like rubbing between your thighs, just caked on to like your chode.
I think you're getting mixed up between cornstarch and the cornmeal.
But cornstarch is
cornmeal.
The slippery powder.
Yes, it's a white powder that's kind of silky looking.
But when you add liquid to it, it changes it.
Oh, you should see when I was looking to try to find a brand to buy, you know? Oh, some of these websites, man. I was on this website for this stuff called Fromunda, and it just fucking...
That's a real one?
Yeah. I swear to God. And they're the ones that are like, we give money to charity too. They're like, Fromunda is like not only a Fromunda powder, but it also they give money to charity, you know? So I go on this website, I look, and it's got a picture of a guy that like looks kind of built like me in like pajamas shorts, like the really thin kind of workout shorts with a big fucking sweat stain on the front of them. And I'm like, do I look like that? Like, that's gross. I've never seen anybody sweat that much through their shorts. Is this guy not wearing underwear?
Yeah, so the advertising is sinking in. They're starting to make you feel a little less than, make you feel like you're a slob that needs to be fixed by their product.
Yes. Psychic gasoline. I would never wear tidy whities. First of all, I'm not saying I'm a sexy guy, but you can't wear tidy whities. It just, in case you got to get out of your pants. You know what I mean? It's like nobody wants to see those. And also
the band gets super wiggly bacon. They get yellow almost immediately. The leg holes blow out when you catch a toenail on them.
And also, as a dude that walks a lot, I wear these like really tight compression shorts that go almost down to my knees. That's what I wear because when you do the kind of stuff I do,
athlete shit,
well,
athletic stuff.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. I don't wear tidy whities. I wear like these $20 boxers that I buy on Amazon that make it so my legs don't chafe. But today I didn't have powder yet. It didn't get here until after I took my walk. And I didn't know this. When I got home, I found out when I was going to the bathroom, I had holes in my drawers, which I'm usually pretty good at like sussing it, like getting those out of the rotation, Just like, but for some reason, now I'm going to say this. We've talked about my underwear on the show so often. For some reason, even if the ones I don't walk a lot in, okay? Even the ones with where you put your dick through the little hole and stuff like that, like down in the crevices of my legs, like where the legs move, they all have holes in them there. Like there's like a hole on each side in the sides and on the inside of the thigh. And I don't even know what the fuck that is, man. Why it's every pair of them that I own.
Just rubbing?
Yeah, but even the ones I wear to bed or wear around the house, not the walking ones. I got to be doing something crazy, So
you're hard on everything.
Well, yeah, you can't be hard on underwear though. Again, as I've said, you can't be hard on underwear, and I don't know what a jockstrap is. Never known what they were, so I have no idea what a battle damage. Everybody in the chat's trying to come up with answers. Psychic Gasoline said Brian's walking in his sleep.
Could be like a dog dreaming.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I never know what to do. I would never wear briefs again. I haven't worn briefs since 6th grade when I found out all my friends were wearing boxer shorts. And I was like, oh, I told my parents, I came home told my parents, like, I got to start wearing boxer shorts. And they were like, well, how is anybody going to know? Because my parents wouldn't let me buy baggy pants in the 6th grade and 5th grade. They were like, they told me, you can only, the size they bought me until the 6th grade was 12 slim. Like a slim fit, because I was a slim kid. And then everybody made fun of my slim ass fucking pants. And I just had to beg and beg and beg to get a pair of baggy pants.
Slim pants in the 90s is like just that you're fucked.
I remember saying, stop buying slim. Listen.
Just regular fit is fine even. Don't go below regular.
Slim. I wanted husky and they're buying me slim. So
that sucks.
Oh, it was crazy. And then when they finally let up, though, it was like they would let me wear boxers because you can't wear boxers with like really tight pants. Doesn't work that way. All like bunches up, but yeah. So people are saying the 90s are crazy. I'll tell you what. I was looking into buying a pair of Skids. Skids overalls. Do you remember those, Brent?
Yeah, I get advertised them too.
They're a Hypebeast brand now. Like they're expensive now. And I was looking at them and I was like, man, I wonder what I would look like. Cause I always wanted them when I was a fucking kid, but my parents wouldn't let me get them because they said I'd rip through them too fast. So, that was always a problem with me. They always say I'm going to rip through everything too fast. It's like, oh, fuck you, man. That's part of being a kid. You rip through pants.
You're going to get these overalls? Which ones?
I saw a pair I'm gonna get up here. I'll get on there.
I've never seen a single person wearing them.
Right. When you see me wearing them, everybody's gonna be like, "Damn, bro, you look."
Where do you get those? Where do you get those skids?
Yeah. Oh, you're wearing skids now? That's what they're saying. They're like, "Oh, you're wearing skids." And everyone would be so impressed with. Oh, mushrooms and cacti.
No,
is the ones I want. Yeah. Oh
really?
yeah. Yeah, they got mushrooms all over them and cacti, and they're black. And I also saw one called Fresh Print. Fresh Prints. I'm really trying to be colorful nowadays. I've been Googling and searching for tie-dyed shirts for like a month now. I haven't found one I like, but I've been looking for them a lot.
There's so much tie-dye out there.
I ended up spending a bunch. I bought like 2 goofy shirts, so I think I'm done shirt shopping for a while. I bought one that says "Torn" in the corn font, and then has a picture of Natalie and Bruglia on it. Because I just saw it and I thought it was cool. And then I bought one for a website I used to go to get new metal news from when I was like in 1999 called the PRP. I bought like some of their merch, and I'm feeling really excited about these 2 shirts that I don't even know. Like the PRP one, nobody knows what that is. I was like, the only person that's going to get anything out of seeing this shirt is John. But
yeah,
Colin.
That's good.
Let's take some. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah, we can take calls.
Take some fucking calls, boy. What do we got here? We got a queue, bro.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hey. Yeah, who we talking to?
Hey, this is Danny in Brooklyn.
Awesome.
Danny.
How's it going, bud?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. I just got back from Long Island today, or rather, I visited out there, and I picked up like 18 pounds of pewter flatware.
Pewter, are you selling too? Are you doing the Brett move and selling stuff? I'm gonna look up what pewter flatware is.
Yeah, I wanted to extend a hand of solidarity to my main man Brett out there, also putting things on electronicbay.com, if that is what you're doing, because it is fun doing that.
How much you pay for this stuff, Danny? Can I ask how much you pay for the pewter flatware?
Yeah, so I probably got 16 pieces of this stuff that weighed about 18 pounds for $15.
Fuck, dude.
And that was from an estate sale.
I'm looking. Nice. I'm looking at some shit. I'm looking at pewter flatware right now. I'm seeing 5-piece sets for $312. That is a fucking deal.
Yeah, you got to go to the estate sales, and if you go to online ones, you have to just make sure you don't get too excited and like get committed to like buying a thing, because there's always somebody out there who might overbid you, and it may not actually be worth that amount. So just let it go. Let it go if it seems like you're not going to be able to flip it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I also made the mistake of not checking where the auction was at, and there was one in Lancaster, Ohio, which I'm like, oh, it's not that far away. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's 40 miles away, and gas is $4.50 right now. So it's costing an extra $9 on top of this to get out there, and 2 hours of my fucking time. So it kind of made the shit like it's very hard. It's very slim margins on that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of stuff are you buying, Brett?
I bought some depression glass stuff recently, some pink depression glass. I've got like a Czech Dachshund like teapot. I got an old post office box door that they made into a bank, stuff like that.
It seems like pretty fun to like. It seems fun to buy the stuff. It's the selling part that I don't have the stomach for.
Brian, I have something that I didn't get this auction. Keep this in mind, but I have something that you would have absolutely loved to have gotten, purely off of its rarity. There was this auction that was going for a 1932 $500 bill.
Oh, okay. How much did it go for?
$1,500.
I would hang that on my wall though. Like if I owned a business, right, like a store, that would be a great thing to own. A $500 bill. You know, I used to have a lot of $2 bills, but you know, my grandma used to give them to me for Christmas, $2 bills. But like cigarettes used to also be $2, so that's where they all went.
Yeah, mine was the same. We had $2 bills. Like, wait, these are actually real money. They're like, yeah, you can spend them like real money. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna get a slush puppy and a beef jerky then.
You know, it's a funny thing, Brett, is like Big Bear is a grocery store called Big Bear that was like local to Columbus. It was a big supermarket. And 1 year for Christmas, they sold $1 bills that had Santa Claus on them. It was like a sticker of Santa Claus over George Washington. And it was legal tender. You could spend it. You could spend it with the fucking Santa Claus on it. People would take it. And my parents were so happy. They went to Big Bear. They got us each a fucking Santa Claus dollar bill. And mine was used in like one day. I was like, let's go get some smokes, man. We got a fucking Santa Claus, baby. I don't know how that's legal now though, but
You absolutely there was no way that was like actually legal. that was something else.
I think you can't. I really
people mess with money.
I think you're allowed.
People in Columbus just didn't care.
I'm looking up Santa Claus dollar bill. Yeah, see, it's something that's you can search and it comes up. You know, Santa Claus real dollar bill. This is off eBay. Santa Claus, real $1 bill, cash, money, colorized, collectible, Merry Christmas. And it says you can spend it.
How much?
Really?
It is $9. $9.99.
Okay.
$10 for a $1 real colorized Santa Claus dollar bill. So that's interesting. I might buy that. Just hook that up now. It's on a website called eBid. So
okay.
I don't know how it is, but like, yeah, Santa Claus dollar bills. But it seems like all they have is Santa Claus. It doesn't seem like you can get like a legal tender, you know. So
how much did you flip the pewter for?
The pewter's funny because the pewter is 90% tin and 10% antimony, which is another metal element. And people who make their own ammunition will often buy tin and put it in their lead to sort of firm it up. And I sold 10 to 11 pounds on eBay about a month ago for $110, so about $10 a pound.
Okay.
It all kind of depends on the purity. If you have like pure, very pure tin, so like 99% tin, that'll go for like 20%. But anything that's stamped pewter on the bottom, if you can get it for like $1, just hold it because it melts at a really, really low temperature. Like you can melt it with propane, and it's a really soft metal. I kind of hate this stuff, honestly. If I were to get any kind of flatware, I'd get sterling silver because it's just way nicer. I feel like pewter is just sort of like trying to be imitation sterling silver. And yeah, I don't know. I have no problems melting it down. I find it kind of fun. And plus it's just like, I think it's a stupid metal. So yeah, I have no problem doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like finding stuff. I like investigating stuff, learning like who's collecting it or why people collect it or what the draw is. Also, like just giving a second life to things that like would probably just end up in the dump otherwise, you know.
I think the thing about you guys that sort of fascinates me is like the only thing I can think about selling or that I would be interested in getting involved with is like pop culture artifacts, and it doesn't seem like either one of you guys are doing that.
You have to be really careful with that stuff. Ephemera can be really popular sometimes, but like there's sometimes where it will literally just like sit on your shelf for months, 3, 4, 5 months. Like I tried to sell some like 19. Oh, go on.
I would think that would be the easiest shit to sell of all the things. Like a wrestling action figure seems like the easiest shit in the world to sell to me. But that's because I'd buy one if I saw it.
Yeah, it really depends on what it is. I mean, obviously, if something is like new or you know, in the shrink wrap, that's better. Like, I bought like $150 worth of anime the other day, DVDs, and just regular ass anime. And like 4 days later, somebody paid $200 for just 2 box sets of it. Because, and I was like, I'm not I'm certain on this, but I'm pretty sure people still like anime. And I'm pretty sure there's a pretty big subculture on it because like half of my, like, not half, but like a couple of my friends like have podcasts where they talk about it. So I'm like, I'm going to take a little gamble. And I'm going to get all this like in shrink wrap anime. And sure enough, it already paid for itself. So it's already a profit at this point.
That is.
Yeah. There's lots of edition changes and edits that they make, and then you can't watch the old versions, and people become really attached to the ones that they saw when they were younger and shit. Yeah, Brian, I mean, you could do it. You should, I mean, I think you should only be in stuff you're interested in. And you just have to know, I mean, you know, wrestling stuff is very popular too, but there is, you'd have to know which wrestlers are the most sought after, or like really who wasn't Hulk Hogan, like, well, the action figures that were made that weren't Hulk Hogan at the time, like who wasn't the biggest guys that only a smaller run was made of, stuff like that.
I have that Bobby Heenan at the studio that I have that I love. That's just something I got for me. But I just think that like it's weird. I don't know how I don't know how any of the pop culture stuff is worth anything, because they make a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Nowadays. That's why I think it's probably just kind of like, but if you're interested in something that's kind of off the beaten path, then I could see it sort of being cool. Like, I'm never going to buy another wrestling t-shirt or wrestling action figure, but I can't lie and say that, like, I almost bought a framed picture of Barry Horowitz, a framed autographed picture of Barry Horowitz not too long ago because he's like a famous jobber, and I just thought it was cool. By the way, guys, I just want you to know, I found a website that sells legal tender with people's faces on it. I found a George Lopez.
Really?
I found an Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Oh, Jim Carrey, Tiger Woods. Imagine if that's how you spent money. You know what I mean? If you just were like, look, I'm gonna buy a bunch of celebrity dollar bills, and this is the money I'm going to spend for the rest of my life.
Hey, paying 500 Owen Wilsons.
Do you guys take Walt Disney's or Bruce Lee's? Dude, these are cool, man. Tim Curry. They're so weird. It's the people they chose to make them of are just,
they put a sticker on. What? Okay. Yeah, we don't want to advertise for them.
No,
let's contact them and see if we can get an affiliate link.
Me and you on there.
Yeah, like I love spending a Bozo the Clown dollar. Here's all those politicians in Washington. What I think.
Here's one for $4.44. Tom Bergeron. And there's also a Arnold Palmer that's $4.44. But Owen Wilson's only $3.33. That's not too
Dude,
bad, you know?
It should be, this money should be like fucking stamps. It should change like every season. Who's on there? Whoever the biggest, put Harry Styles on there now, you know, put Megan Thee Stallion on there now. And then we can get new people in the winter.
I got a Stevie Ray Vaughan over here. We got a Superman. This is great. Oh, I need some of these.
Put the new Spider-Mans on when there's a new Spider-Man movie, then you'll know like when it was from, because Spider-Man Home Alone 7 came out.
All right, I'm buying one now. They have Lincoln Park on a real dollar bill. I've now decided I need this.
Mr. Lincoln Park or who?
The whole band, Lincoln Park.
The whole one.
Yeah. It's just in the circle.
Dude,
you're allowed to replace the circle. Shinoda bucks. I mean, it's funny because it's like these dudes say they're legal Tinder and everything. No fucking way anybody's taking it. No fucking way. You know?
No, not going to happen.
But you can, is what they're saying. So,
all right. Well, thanks for calling in, Danny.
We love you, Danny.
Yeah, I hope to find some fun new treasures and, you know, just go to a place that I would have never eaten otherwise because I'm out in a weird place. So I hope you enjoyed the same.
Yeah.
I do. I love that. I love that as well.
Oh, I got a question for you, Brett.
Yes.
I'll talk to you later, Danny.
What's
Brett,
that?
have you seen down in the short north there's a Korean corn dog place?
I'm stoked. I've been reading about it.
That has like rice cake corn dogs and like, first of all,
sweet
they got
potatoes.
A mozzarella one that is bonkers. It's like a huge cheese stick. That's insane. You know,
Squid Ink one too. They have a Squid Ink mozzarella.
Yeah.
And a sweet potato dog.
Dude, there's been a line down the street for that place every single day I've walked by. Like people are going fucking wild for the Korean corn dogs. You know?
I've been reading about it for months. I'm gonna let it cool down or go maybe when I drop Charlotte off at school, maybe during the day.
Yeah. So I want to tell you this before we take the next call. I got to tell you this. Do you remember this probably happened before Street Fight started? There is a place downtown that very early on was into that rolled ice cream. You know what I'm talking about? Remember, it's called like Simply Rolled or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That thing's got to have been around 10 years, right? You think?
Been a minute.
It's been a long time. A fucking place opened across the street with better branding that is rolled ice cream.
No.
And I was like, that's cold-blooded, man.
God damn. Really?
Yeah, it's got a cute polar bear. Like, and it's rolled ice cream. And I was just like, how the fuck does that guy look those people across the street in the eye? You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Come again? Hey, we should hang out. We both have the same passion. Like, no, get the fuck out of my block. Go somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed it started happening last year. There's 4 milkshake restaurants like along like in a 1 mile stretch of High Street, which I find really crazy, but
unsustainable.
There is a cigar place. Okay, so like 3 cigar shops opened up, all within like feet of each other, not far at all. And one of them, for some reason, only lets one person in the store at a time. So I think that's the one that's gonna fail.
I don't think people want that kind of experience.
No. Yeah, it says only one person allowed in at a time. Please be patient. It's like, I'm just going to go to the place like literally across the street that also sells all the same stuff this place sells.
And this is only for like conservatives to smoke on their profile pics for Facebook.
Yeah, the signs in that place are so fucking nuts. Cause like he started out with a sign that just says, "We do not sell cigarettes," which is written in a way that makes it look like he was pissed off because people were coming in and asking for cigarettes. It's like, bro, it's a smoke shop.
He was offended.
Can you get like 5 packs of cigarettes in here to sell? But yeah. I don't know what's going on out in these streets right now, but man, people are really going for it. You know what I mean? Like opening up a rolled ice cream place directly across the street. And when I say directly across the street, I mean fucking they can look out the window straight across the street at each other.
Oh no.
It's so cold. That's so how does that even happen? How does the bank let you do that? You know?
Yeah, it does seem like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Seems like it's like gas stations. I guess it's like people won't take the time to cross the street. So
Yeah.
Left side of the street people and right side of the street people.
You're totally right. That is the gas station move, is you build a gas station across the street for people going one direction on a road.
Yeah, man, that's all I can think of during like gallery hops and stuff. When people are walking around, they aren't going to cross the road.
Yeah, it's like that line's too long. I guess I'm gonna go to this one. Like they look at the shorter line, and it's like a balanced out. But I mean, that thing. I know that stuff's super popular because they have it in the mall and stuff now. Which that also is the thing where it's like, if you're just opening up a rolled ice cream place now, you're fucking too late. You know, we're doing milkshakes now. That's what's going on.
It's milkshakes. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get another call in.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oh,
hello?
Hey, what's up? This is also Dan.
All right,
what's up, Dan?
Hello. Yeah,
Dan. What's going on?
Listen, ain't nothing, man. You guys asked for someone from Target to call, so I'm here calling.
Boom. How's it going in Target?
Long time.
Sorry, buddy. There's a little delay when you call in, so when we're remote, so it's a little weird. But trust me, you'll get used to it. Are you at Target now? You're working at Target now?
Yeah, I've worked there for like 9 months.
9 months. How is it going? Is it like pretty busy? Are people talking about unionizing? Because that's what we were looking for, people that are maybe trying to unionize a Target and also tell us what the problems are working at Target.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I actually just got off an IWW call myself, and a call with a bunch of other stores on Friday. So yeah, I got you guys. I started in September, and shit was pretty chill. I had come from like 15 years of kitchens, and so like retail, I jumped into it. I'm like, dude, I'm basically walking around the store and shopping for folks. Like, it's chill business compared to a kitchen rush. So whatever, they're treating us pretty good. Like maybe $2 extra on the weekend, food all the time, extra hours, all kinds of stuff when it's busy during the holidays. And then January, February came around, and just like they cut the seasonal folks, which like they were gonna do whatever, but then like my hours got sliced by a third, and all the food stopped, all the extra hours, all the extra anything stopped, and it was like, so this is what it's like for like 8 months out of the year. And
I mean, you get these little rushes, right, when the season changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's wild. So like I was like, yeah, this is pretty fucked up. Like I think I could like say some things to some folks, and like there are some people who had talked about me about like, oh, fuck this capitalism thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, what do we got here? And so they're one of the first people I talked to, and they were like, dude, I've been trying to start a union, or I've been saying we should do this. Like, let's do that. I'm like, I mean, cool. I hope there are more people that are as easy to convince as you. So I started a Discord, and I got like 10 people in it right now. And yeah, I mean, dude, like there aren't enough hours to get the shit done. Like that's the store, like the shelves are bare in our store, not because of like supply chain issues. Like they won't staff the store enough to put shit on the shelves. It's embarrassing. I'm like, there are fire hazards in the back room because you won't schedule the people who want to work to do the job. It's wild.
So that is interesting, because like whenever I go to a store or any kind of retail place, which by the way, I never got to work at a store. I worked at the camera store, but I never got to be out on the floor. It sounds better than working in a kitchen for sure. But it always appealed to me. Working at Target would have appealed to me much more. If I had to keep getting jobs, like for real jobs, I think I would have gone in that Target direction over another restaurant. I hated working in restaurants. But whenever I go to a store now and it looks like shit and everything's all over the place and stuff like that, I tend to go with, oh, there's like not enough people that want to work here. You know what I mean? And like, so you're saying that like some of it is just that they won't use the people that they have.
Yeah, like corporate's not going to give us the hours to do it. And I actually found out yesterday it was like 91 degrees here in Maryland, and they didn't. I don't know if they had the AC on or what, but I was in the back packing shit, and it was hot as hell. I was like, "What is going on?" I said something to my store manager, and she was like, "Yeah, the corporate controls that, and they keep it at 74. Like that's the lowest they'll go." And I'm just like, that's something like you don't think like we could control for ourselves? I'm like, none of those MFers have ever packed a fucking box in their life. They have never been without AC. Like, give me a break.
That's crazy. They said that happens at Walmart too, right? It's like the corporate office runs the air conditioner, which I think that is totally, that's fucking bullshit. Like, what does the manager do if they're not even running the air conditioner?
So that's the thing is like the managers, like even at our store, like a lot of the employees are pissed off, and like the managers are pretty sympathetic, and like they have to do half the shit. Like I see our HR person out on the floor unpacking carts of stuff, like pallets of stuff. I'm like, how is this how things get done? And I'm like, those are our hours we should have. You shouldn't have them doing this. Like, give me the hours. I'm trying to pay my bills. They get a salary. They're cool. Like, leave them out of this. Yeah, it's crazy. What else? There's so much stuff. I'm the guy who posted a picture of my wallet in the Facebook group. What they in our store they were doing is they handing out Monopoly money for gifts and stuff. No. And it's really one of the funniest parts about it is it's like thermoses, Target T-shirts where they like forced the Target logo into the Maryland outline because Maryland people love Maryland. So it doesn't really fit well, but they did it. It's funny. But they have a bunch of Pride stuff, like a Pride tote bag, a Pride thermos, and it's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. But then they're also like, here you can also redeem them at Chick-fil-A across the street. I'm like, what's the message y'all sending here? So it's just like everybody simply gets handed that and is like, I prefer $10 for cash. Like, please.
I'll tell you what pisses me off about it is you got a whole store full of shit and they're making you buy a Target t-shirt.
That's what I said. I said, dude, like, give them like vacation time. Give them a Target gift card. Like, just like tell them to go pick something off the shelves. Like, come on, you're giving me literally it says Monopoly on it. Like, that's a joke.
It would be so fucking sick. Like if you won Employee of the Month, if they were just like, here's $100, just go, get whatever you want, around the floor. Like,
the best part about it is apparently some of the more observed employees have been like, doing well and getting a lot of these dollars, these Monopoly monies. And we have a Starbucks, so you can redeem it for Starbucks. Well, apparently they've been getting too many Starbucks with them, so now you have to have more to get Starbucks. And oh man, people are mad about their, inflating the currency and shit. It's crazy.
Businesses love doing that too.
This is script.
I mean, businesses, like every job I ever had was like the popular thing that people want. They got to get rid of that. They're like, hey, we're not doing this anymore because you liked it. Basically, you're messing everything up.
Yeah. It's like you guys had everyone going hard and getting Starbucks, and you made the Starbucks harder to get. Everyone's pissed now. It's like, what are you doing?
I think it kind of even pisses me off a little bit that employees have to pay for the Starbucks. Really, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
see why you couldn't just, because now there's people coming in that are working, spending $5 on a coffee, and it's like, oh, just let them have the goddamn shit. How it's not that expensive. It's not gonna fucking sink the company or anything.
Yeah, and you got like the Dixie cups for a coffee in the back. Let me just go grab one of those and you just pour it right in there. You don't have to waste your little branded cup.
Let me get a frap. Let me get over there and get a frappuccino.
Yeah, come on now.
Some people don't like
Yeah,
coffee,
so there's,
okay?
you know,
Some people like frappuccinos.
for sure, for sure. We had recently had raises and reviews, and you know, my review was pretty cool. It said I was meeting target standards, beliefs, and embodied all that shit. I was like, okay, cool. I got 11 cents. I was like, that's dope. And apparently, when pay bump, like when they did the $12 to $15 an hour, your like ink raises throughout time don't go with you. So people who've been there for like almost a decade at my store make as much as me. And if they got less than 11 cents on this raise, they make less than me. It's like, that's one of the things that Christianberg store like went in on was, I think, a petition to try to get seniority pay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the main reason, you know, that's one of the big reasons to have a union is like, that does sort of suck that like everybody got a raise except for some of the people, some of the most loyal people too, you know, some people that have been there for a long time.
Yeah, the most knowledgeable,
like, well,
experienced ones, right?
Yeah, and it seems fine. It seems like it is always so unfair. They did that where I worked at the cable company. They gave everybody a raise, or they started people out at so right before I started there, they switched from piecework, which is you get paid by the job, to hourly. And when they hired me, I made the same amount of money as the people that had been there doing piecework. And they just gave us the same pay because that's what the place started out at. So these people have been working there for like 20 years and they were like making, you know, the same amount I did. So
yeah, they say 18 to 24, like literally like 9 years of service. You're making 15.38 at most. You know, it's all a lie. Like the whole tuition thing. Like, yeah, I've talked to the people about doing mine, and I'm going for my degree in sociology, but that's not really in line with what Target's doing. So if it's not like a business degree or an HR degree, you're not getting anything from them.
That also pisses me off, the making you go to school for business. Like, what the fuck, man?
Right. It's not
I can't
investing.
do something
It's not investing
good
in your employees. It's investing in the company, not the employees. It's so obvious.
Yeah. Well, so can you keep us posted on like the union stuff, and do you have a somewhere where, if you know, people can get a hold of you that could help?
I posted in the, like I said, I posted my wallet pick in the Facebook group. That's pretty much all I really check out on social media. But yeah, I'm trying to get like a committee together, and the other national folks, you know, the half dozen to a dozen folks, we're gonna try and meet every month. So yeah, we're all kind of like, you know, competing to see who's gonna be the first to do it, but at the same time trying to get everybody there. All the problems are the same all around the store, and you know, it's a giant corporation, and it's heading in the right direction for us to get a yes vote. So yeah, hopefully sometime in the next year, shit really starts moving.
Great. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
You know, and give us a call back.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Cool.
Peace.
Right.
Target, baby. The last person that called that worked at Target, didn't they made their manager clean up shit. So that's the thing I remember.
That is one thing you can't do at Target. You
Yeah,
can quit at a very opportune time and get back at one manager.
I think it wasn't even that they quit. It was that like they weren't sort of rated for hazardous materials in a way. Like not trained on hazardous materials, but most of the time, you know, the boss would just make you do it. But this person was a Street Fight listener, so there wasn't no way they were doing it.
All right, next call.
Let's do it.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
We're talking to Dave from Seattle. How you doing over there?
Great. How you doing, Dave?
I'm pretty good. I'm just entering some data from our healthcare petition, statewide healthcare petition drive.
Ah, I mean,
Okay.
So statewide universal healthcare thing.
Yeah. I tweeted at one of y'all a while ago, and you guys retweeted it, which was cool. But I just wanted to call in and kind of let the community know that we're doing this. And if anybody from in the state wants to help us out at paulwashington.org, or anybody that's passing through or spending some time here, we've got till mid-December to get 400,000 signatures.
Whoa! How you doing so far? How far are you to that?
That's a good question because we've just had it out for 2 weeks. So
okay,
it's hard to tell. We did really well at the Seattle abortion rally, and I think we had another major event in town this weekend, so I think we did okay. But we'll have to see. I think our data person is on vacation right now, but once she comes back, we'll get all the latest stats and see what's going on.
well, that's great. Well, what is sort of the law, or the what's the situation? Is it just basically like everybody in the state will have health care?
Yes, paid for partially, I think, by capital gains tax and then a payroll tax.
Nice.
So yes, everybody will have health care, dental, vision, mental, it's health care, reproductive health care. You got it.
I like
Loved
when
it.
you said dental, physical, mental, because that if you wanted to like write a rap song, like Ed Young, if you wanted to just get a rap song going there, you could do that. That
Well,
generally, if you write a rap
dental-
song, it can help you.
Yeah, dental and vision are included.
Yeah,
physical,
dental,
but
vision,
everything.
medical.
Yeah. Everything that you need to stay healthy is in there. And this is our third attempt. We had to the first one was kind of disorganized. The second one we had to cancel last summer because of the people were freaked out about the Delta variant. And so this time, we're going for it. I think we're better organized now. It takes a lot to do these things. So
400,000 signatures is a lot. So good luck. Tell people again where to go. Tell people again where to go to help you.
wholewashington.org.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Sounds great.
Hope it works out.
Thanks for taking the call, and I like your show. Listen to it every now and then, and thanks for introducing me to the Trailbillies.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Check out the Patreon. You get some more Tom time, as they call it. All right. Thanks for calling. Jeez.
All right, no problem.
Brett, did you hear that guy rap?
I did.
The Ed Young.
Yeah, he thinks he's hip.
That might be, and I'm not lying to you. I'm very serious with you. One of the most uncomfortable things I've ever. Not the first one where he's doing like a goofy video, because I thought it was like, remember when Trump did Hotline Bling? I thought that's what he was going for. But then when I found him reading a journal that he found in his bedroom or in his office, and he did it for a long time, that is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard a lot of bad shit, but man, that was this Ed Young, Shocktober levels of weird. He's one of my top weird guys.
He's got a captive audience.
Oof,
You can make him. He can do whatever he wants.
I agree, and like when he said something like, "I'm feeling like making love to the another one bites the dust." I didn't like that either at all. It made me feel bad to hear that.
Not
Yeah,
the normal talk you expect in church.
No, that's the thing. I'm trying to find people that say weird stuff at church now. Like that's what I kind of want to get into now is like, what are some of the people doing some of the weirder stuff? You know, this guy was so weird, man. Total freak. So, all right, let's
love
do
him.
another. Oh, you do not love him.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
What's up, friends? This is Bobby from Seattle.
Bobby,
hey, how's it going, Bobby?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Glad to hear from you.
Always
Yeah,
good to
you
hear from
too.
Bobby.
I appreciate that because who else is going to give you all of the good shit besides me? Like, I just, I'm out here doing all the dirty work for you guys.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we always appreciate people doing. Well, I hate doing dirty work. It sucks.
So last time I talked, I worked for a management company, and then I left there and I started working as an assistant manager at AutoZone. And this retail stuff is like out of control.
Yeah, AutoZone. I gotta tell you, really bad decision to go there because there is not a single person in an AutoZone that's happy. It's
Right.
like it's a place
telling
of
me,
misery.
Look, it is my in-between job because I just got hired on with the city of Kirkland. So this was kind of like my in-between job. And I got out as soon as I went in, I got out, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks later. I think I made it 4 weeks as the assistant manager. And I was like, nope, can't do this. Not doing it. Not going to happen.
Yeah, Bobby, I've always felt like with AutoZone, the real problem is that you have to go get the stuff for the customer. That's the fucking problem. That's where the rub is because everybody wants to be able to just go in and grab their carburetor, right? But instead, they got to go first stand they stand in one line. Then they get up to the front of that line, and then the motherfuckers tell you to go to the other line. Like you get the thing you need, and then they're like, you can go over there and pay. It's like, God damn, put more fucking, put a cash register on these goddamn computers. That place I have spent, I'll tell you, because I've had every shitty car. Every one of my cars is shitty by the time, we're at the end. And I have gone on a trip to an AutoZone and spent an hour just waiting to get the part and pay. It's just, and you got to go outside and help people. Ugh, that's a crazy job to get, Bobby.
Look, dude, I love breaking like the stereotype of, especially for like a gay guy. So I love working on cars and doing woodworking and shit. So, I was like, I can. This is a good in between any place that says they need you to start. Hey, when can you start? Or when can your first day be? You're fucked. You are so screwed. Anytime your income manager says when can you start? What's the earliest date? And that's when I knew I was like, oh, this was maybe not a good decision. I should just went for the unemployment. Maybe I should just went for the unemployment.
Also, making you an assistant manager to start is kind of a thing where it's like, oh, I don't know about that. That definitely means that we're fucked. I mean, I'll say this, every time I've had to go to AutoZone recently, there just haven't been enough people working. So when somebody has to go outside, if somebody has to go outside and put a fucking windshield wiper on, which by the way, just look it up on the internet and do it your fucking self. Shouldn't have to go out there, and put a windshield wiper on. Then that means there's one person in the store dealing with everybody in the store, and you're out and there's another person outside fucking, hooking that thing up to get the find out what the check engine light says, but it's not helpful.
Brian,
and then you just end up leaving.
3 words. Dude, 3 words I never want to hear again for the rest of my life are year, make, and model. If I swear, that just if I had to open up an auto parts store, that's what I would name it: year, make, and model, because you get people just like coming in, they have no clue about anything. They watch one YouTube video and they walk up and they think they need something, and then you're standing for 30 minutes trying to help one person, trying to figure out what it is that they want, and they don't know what their car is. All they know is that they drive a car from the 90s or the early 2000s, and that it's a Mazda. They don't know a trim level. They don't know the VIN number. They don't know where to find the VIN number. And I'm like, you shouldn't even be driving this. Maybe you shouldn't have a car.
I drove a Nissan 200X SX for a period of time, a 98 Nissan 200X SX. And it was always fucked up because honestly, we didn't take good care of it. And I would have to go into the AutoZone every time and say, I have a 98 Nissan 200 SX. And the guy would like start typing it in and then say something like, is that the 1.5 liter or the 1 liter? Or is that the XS? And I was like, nobody told me that when I bought the car. I thought that I could just give you 2 pieces of info. I was like, is it on the is it in the manual? No, it's not. The manual is for both. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to figure this out? But yeah.
So okay, imagine you already have to deal with all of that. Okay, you already have all of these, when I like coming from Louisville, Kentucky, you get people who like generally know about vehicles, but this is like Bellevue, Washington, and these are a lot of people who live in Bellevue, Washington are not even from the United States, really. And so owning a car is kind of a new thing. Having to do maintenance on a car is a new thing. So when they think they can do something on it, it's just a complete mess. And so you're trying to do that. I have that. So it's just me. And it would be like one other employee. I maybe worked with my store manager twice out of 4 weeks. I think I worked with him 2 times because he just refused to come in. And so it's like, so you're going to leave me and some idiot, like 19-year-old who like does not want to be here at all, who's getting paid way less than me. So I can understand why they don't want to do anything. And I'm like, okay. So I got to the point where I was like, you know what, when I'm going to take my lunches, I'm going to lock the doors up. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to kick everybody out the store when I go on lunch, and I'm going to close this fucking store down. And that's what I would do. I would put a sign on the door, and I would say, we are closed until this time. Blame corporate greed if you have a problem. Like, that's exactly what I would write on the notes and put on the window. And I would lock the door up, and I would tell the other guy I was working with, and I would say, hey, we're taking our lunch at this time. We're going to take an hour and a half. Screw it. We're shutting down the store. Like, I don't care. If they don't care, why should I care?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. Somebody in the chat, was saying that they run a carpenter place. Robin Banks, tell Bobby to get at me. Queer carpenter hiring in Seattle. GARB1 TCH. Garbage on Twitter.
Dope. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm here for it.
It's
yeah,
GARB1TCH. Go for it. Have you ever done carpentry?
Oh yeah, I've worked for one of my neighbors was remember I called about that guy that was a friend of mine. He was a woodworker and he was my neighbor. Yeah, so I used to work for him, and that's where I like did it professionally. Was working in his shop, but I see like with this whole retail thing is that they didn't even care. They didn't care when we closed the store. They didn't care if we closed early. There was no one there to put anything away. We would have like 2 shipments from 2 weeks just like completely filling the aisles full of like crates and stuff. They didn't care because they're making money hand over fist. So it doesn't matter.
I've been seeing a lot of that everywhere too. Shit just like sitting out in the middle of the room, like everything's just on a pallet, and like hearing, I mean, all they have to do, again, I say this so often that I'm like becoming some kind of a broken record. All they have to do is 1, be cool, and 2, pay more, right? Like, because when I say be cool, I mean that like when somebody's doing Uber Eats, they get to listen to music, they get to decide when they're gonna work, they get to do the work they want to do and then quit when they don't want to do it, and they can make a little bit more probably than you can make at AutoZone. And to me, it's like, well, why the fuck wouldn't I choose to do this other thing that is like on my time? So like I think people would go back working at some of these jobs if they were like flexible and cool. I'm not saying, your employees tell you when they're going to work. You can still make the schedule. I'm just saying that like if you did some
misconception. But see, that's the thing is like you would think that like, they're like, oh, we're having a job fair or, like AutoZone is hiring, but they don't actually like they don't really care about hiring new people. That's not really their concern. It's like they don't want it to be more people because it's coming out of the budget. It's coming out, you got more people on the floor, they're having to pay more. And their thing is like, well, who cares how terrible the experience is for anybody in the store, customer or the employee, as long as the shareholders are getting a return. So it's kind of weird in a way where it's like they really don't even care about your experience anymore. They don't care about your reviews on Google or Yelp. They don't care about none of that stuff because they know they know that you're going to come to them. You're going to buy your damn alternator because you don't have a choice.
And you'd think that they'd be like, people are buying their parts on people are buying their parts on eBay and stuff now, but they're just like, nah, you want it now.
You would think that's where
you
I
ain't
get
gonna
mine.
wait. But I'm saying they aren't gonna. I mean, for people like me, then obviously this is a Brian character defect. When I want something, I want it now, and it part of it is good. Because if I want something and I can't get my hands on it right away, I won't get it. But like the other part of it's bad is that like if I make a decision that I want a thing, I'm gonna fucking hunt it down in town so I can have it right away. I hate waiting for stuff to be mailed to me. So I'm an AutoZone customer. I'm kind of a regular ass AutoZone customer. I go in there and get like I used to buy brakes there all the times and pads and shit like that. So like I mean, they have so much fun stuff there too. You know what I'm saying? Like AutoZone has
like
fun
the Spencer
shit
for your car. It's like the Spencer gifts for your car in a way. Like they really do have like everything.
Spencer gifts for your car. It really is.
I used to work at Spencer Gifts. Like that was like my first retail job. And it is kind of like the Spencer gifts for your car. It's just not in the mall.
You worked at Spencer's?
I did. It was like my first management job. I think I was like 18 or 19 years old.
That's a sick fucking job. Mall store is good. Mall store sounds like something. I always felt like mall store sounded like, now that's a fucking job,
Dude, mall stores are good because when you walk in, you get to go in with all of the Express people, all of the like Dillard's, Macy's people, and everyone feels like they're a superstar. So you get to go in and be cute every day, and get to have Panera bread for lunch and smell Cinnabon all day long, like through the vents. Like working in the mall. I mean, it's fun. You get to meet a lot of different people. I worked there for like 2 years, so I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Did you get a discount at Spencer's?
I did. And then there was a time, when they get rid of stuff, so it gets down to clearance. And then when they're going to get rid of it, they'll just say, okay, take it out and smash it. They'll just say, have a man drop there while you smash it. And then you just take home like, fog machines and disco balls and lights and black lights and all that stuff, posters. You get to get all that stuff. Yeah.
It's so funny because like, I know what you're talking about with the smash it thing because Chuck E. Cheese, when Chuck E. Cheese is done with their games, you have to smash them. You can't they don't want you taking any pieces of it home even. They don't want you taking the game home or maybe giving it to a place, where people can play it or anything
they don't
like
want
that.
anybody to have it.
Yeah. And so you would just, we were doing a remodel. I had to go out and they had a guy from corporate just watch us smash everything, and he didn't even let us do it a fun way. He was like, there's a procedure for smashing the skee ball machines, and that's the thing, that's the way we have to do it. It was horrible. I hate smashing stuff.
Oh God, that would break my heart. I couldn't do it. I'd have to call out that day. That would break my heart.
I know. I really wished that I could get my hands on I really was like, do we have to destroy the bowling game with the hockey puck? You got like a silver puck, and like you have pins and you slide it. It's kind of like shuffleboard and bowling. And they're like, yeah, we have to like destroy it. You're not even allowed to have the puck, because I was just going to take the puck because I used to play it a lot, and they wouldn't even let me have that.
That sucks. No, see, they just had one of their managers do it, and it was just myself and it was like, I think it was myself and one or two other managers. And usually, like, whenever I'd always close, so it'd always be on me to have to, be responsible for what got smashed. And usually, all the things that we wanted, we would just hide when we knew they were going on clearance. We would just hide it in the back in the stock room. So then, when they were gonna discard it, we would just put it in black bags, take it out by the trash, which is inside the mall, and then on your way out, you just grab it.
That's so funny. I mean, it's funny to think about like getting the gold mine of Spencer's gift stuff.
Dude,
but a fog machine you could sell.
There in Halloween, that was the best time.
Yeah, you could sell a fog machine probably for, I don't know. I think you could really get money out of some of the stuff there. I always think of it as a store that only sells junk, but you're right. They got like fog machines and sex toys. They got sex toys there, which is weird that you can sell sex toys in the mall, but I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to be a prude or anything. I just think it's odd. Because if they sold sex toys at the grocery store, and they do sell sex toys at the grocery store, and people freaked out on Twitter one day about it. So there is that.
Really?
Yeah, not too long ago, somebody found a sex toy at a grocery store.
Yeah, CVS has them now too. Some of the condom brands started selling personal massagers and shit, and cock rings.
Yeah, cock rings at the grocery.
Wow, look
I'm
at
going to go
society
CVS and get a cock ring.
progressing. Oh my gosh, look at society moving along.
Well, see, the guy that freaked out about it on Twitter thought we were going in a bad direction.
To hell.
Yeah, he freaked.
That's because he's never had a sleeve, so it's because he never actually used one of those sleeves. That's why.
God, the first thing I ever
get one.
The first thing I ever bought with my own money was this bottle of aerosol spray that was called No Fart Spray, that you were supposed to spray if somebody farted. And I got that at fucking Spencer's. And it was the most exciting day because the mall by my house, no Spencer's. You had to drive out of fucking town to go to a Spencer, or maybe you had to drive to the north end or something. I don't know. But the mall I went to didn't have a Spencer's. So when I got this No Fart Spray, it was just so exciting for me to even have a thing that said fart on it.
I remember that fart spray. It was like a real skinny can actually. And it was kind of tall. I remember that No Fart Spray. And that even like, remember the little fart machines that had the remotes? Dude, we sold more of those than anything else in that damn store, and to adults. Like, I mean, not kids. We sold fart machines to like adults.
People fucking love farts. Like, you could make a lot of money selling a store that just sells fart memorabilia. You could fucking, Spencer's probably is that place, but it's like, get rid of all the other stuff and just sell stuff that says fart, because there are people that are like that. There are a lot of people, and I used to be one of these people, who were just like fart enthusiasts, where I was like, oh, like, I like the sound of it, you know?
Buy the CDs.
Yeah, you get a CD, you get a T-shirt that says "Who farted" on it. You know, it was just, I was so enthusiastic about farts when I was a teenager.
I'm sorry, that's great. That's fucking great.
Oh my God, Avery Shirla said they sell a Fleshlight kind of thing at Walmart now. They have fleshlights at Walmart.
That's great.
At
24
Walmart,
hours, and
that's where the money is. That's where the money is.
there's not always a sex shop nearby, and you can use DoorDash to get it.
I don't think you. Well, that would be cool.
You know what? You probably could though. They give you a red card with DoorDash. You might have to.
Yeah, that's true. I might have to. I'm gonna see if they'll deliver me. Because do they deliver beer, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, on DoorDash?
Yeah, they just got to scan your license.
Do you do that?
I'm in the DoorDash system some days. You know, when the funds, if I feel it's getting low, or if I want to buy something really stupid, then I'll get out there and DoorDash for a few hours. I get it. I've been in the hustle.
It is only when I want to do something
how it
really
goes.
stupid, and I'm like, I can't use regular money on this tattoo.
Or when I want to
Yeah.
buy scratch offs, if I haven't worn anything and $60 on scratch offs, I will be door dashing that night. You can best believe it.
God, that's so smart, because I was going through a scratch offs phase for a period of time, and I mean, the last 3 or 4 times we did it, we just every penny we lost it all. Like we just weren't winning, and it's
Keep
just
rolling
like,
it in to the next one.
No, we weren't winning.
You better bring the app up. Yep, I do too, and I'll bring the app right up. If I start losing, I'm bringing the app up immediately. I'm like, okay, where's the promo? Who's doing $3 extra tonight? Like, for how long? I'll just be like, fuck it. It is what it is. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So true. Thanks for calling, Bobby. Appreciate it as
guys. I
always. You're a rock
appreciate it.
star.
All
Yeah,
right,
peace.
thank
It's
you.
always
You
good
too.
to hear
Talk to you
from
later.
you, buddy.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bobby's the best.
Yeah.
Bobby's the best. He got me to call myself a fart enthusiast.
Yeah, brings out the truth, drags the truth out of you. Ready for this next call?
Let's get him.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Hello.
Hello. Hit the mute button on your phone.
Oh, they
We're
dropped, I
talking to
think.
you.
Hello.
Wait, are they there? No.
Switching over to my microphone.
Hey, who we talking to?
This is Lucas from Ohio. I'm actually calling in from Wyoming at the moment. But I just wanted to call to talk about, like, I've got some pretty crazy work experiences over the last few years because I do like seasonal work, and that way I can work and travel at the same time. And
okay.
I've been working mostly back of house in a lot of restaurants, but also doing some front of house stuff. And I've been working in some pretty crazy places. Like I started out in Ohio, working at a local pizza shop scratch that. I started at Wendy's making $7.25 an hour back when I was in high school, back in like 2015. Worked there for a month, and it was just crazy how shitty Wendy's is. Like they have one person doing the jobs of 5 people, especially if you're on like the grill. It's absolutely nuts. Like also never eat the chili at Wendy's. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that, but never eat the chili at Wendy's.
Oh, we know.
And then
it's because it's the old hamburgers, but I'm cool with it. I don't eat the chili because I'm not gonna order chili if I go to Wendy's. But yeah, they're day old hamburgers.
Well, they're not day old. They're the ones that sat on the grill too long, and then so they microwave them for 10 minutes until they turn into rubber, and then they mash them up in a bin, and then they mix them in with the seasonings and add them to the chili.
Oh my God!
Why don't microwave
Yeah,
meat? Just stop doing that. We don't.
I know it's pretty
meat's
crazy.
Silly.
Yeah. So then I went to a local pizza shop where I got a big raise. I went to $8.40 an hour. I worked there for off and on a couple months, and that was fine. It's a small town pizza job. You're in high school, you expect. And then I got a job at a garden center. Boss at the garden center was an absolute douchebag. Like, I would ask for a day off more than a month in advance for like something important, and he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that." And I was like, "Man, you've got 12 other employees here, and you've got like 10 people coming to buy bird seed every few hours. Like, what?" Like,
I don't think I would ever.
So
I am not a fan of the garden store because I've been having to go there a lot lately, and it's not well put together in my opinion. There's just stuff laying all over the place. I think plant people are just weirdos.
What?
Well, I'll take a little bit of offense to that, maybe because I'm a plant person, and like the thing I don't like about all the plant centers is they sell a lot of poison, like pesticides and herbicides and all that. And, when you learn about what that shit does to us, it's pretty awful. But so after that, I eventually ended up getting jobs traveling. So I did like an apprenticeship in Vermont, and then I worked this summer out in Alaska, and then I volunteered for a bit down in Puerto Rico. And then I got a job in Montana. And the job in Montana, the jobs I had in Montana are the ones I want to talk about because that's where things got crazy for me, I think. And the first job I had out in Montana, I was working at a place called the Ranch at Rock Creek, which is the most expensive all-inclusive hotel and resort in the United States. And it is a luxury guest ranch.
Montana?
Where the wealthiest of the wealthy, in Montana. And the wealthiest of the wealthy come out there to ride horses and shoot guns and ride ATVs and fly fish. And it was a very beautiful property. A lot of amazing people that I worked with there, and very cool location. I worked back of house because I didn't want to have to deal with the rich people because, I was the kind of person that was listening to Chapo Trap House and Street Fight. So I didn't really want to talk to a rich person and then blurt out that I think they should, never mind, moving on. But
I know what you're gonna say.
So I worked there for a while, and I found out whenever I was there. So I was trying to find out how much it costs per night to stay there, because I had family who was like, oh, you get a family discount, whatever. And so if you wanted to stay in the cheapest room at this hotel, guess how much it cost per night?
No. I'm gonna say $700. I'm going with $700. What you thinking, Brett?
Is it an all-inclusive resort?
It's an all-inclusive hotel and resort. Yeah.
Yikes, for the rich. I'm gonna go 1,000. I'm gonna go 1,000.
Oh, that's too much.
Nope, Brett's right. The cheapest rooms were $1,000 per night. And now I want you to guess what the most expensive, fully decked out cabins cost per night per person.
Oh, I think you're looking at what 5 digits. I think you're looking at $10,000
per person.
Per person, $20,000.
No,
wow.
No. I mean, I wish I was rich because I really want to go to Montana. I think Montana looks like the coolest place.
You can stay there for a lot less than $20,000 a night, though. That's like someone's whole fucking yearly salary that works at a Subway.
If you want to go to Montana, the place I recommend, there's a motel in Anaconda, and I know it's when people say the word motel, they have a certain connotation. But I've stayed in this motel when I was feeling hard times. Whenever I was up there in Montana, and for $70 a night, the Tradewinds Motel is one of the nicest places I've ever stayed in. It's nicer than a lot of $300 a night hotels that I've stayed in. I was very impressed with this place, and the guys that own it, very nice. And Anaconda is a very beautiful part of the country. It was the first town in the United States to have a socialist mayor, actually. Anaconda or Butte, one of the two. But they're right next to each other. But yeah, there's a strong labor history in Butte and Anaconda, and that's a very cool part of that region of Montana. But I want to say, so working in the back of house in the kitchen at this place, I worked there for 10 months as a dishwasher because basically I was looking for jobs where I could get paid to listen to books and podcasts all day. And in the 10 months I was out there, I got through 80 books and several thousand podcasts. So I would say my goal was accomplished. But after 10 months of working there, I was like, well, all the other dishwashers come here and they get fired within a couple of weeks, or whatever. And I've been the only one here for 7 months, working 2 dish pits and managing the whole rest, back in the house, all the dishes and stuff, working all these extra hours, making all this overtime. And so I asked, because there was some other issues going on with housing at the time as well. So I just asked, hey, do you think I could possibly get a raise? I was talking to the general manager of the place, and he's like, oh yeah, of course. That's not unreasonable. You've been here for a long time. You're a great worker, et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, just let me, run it by the chef, and then next week I'll let you know. And I was like, okay, cool. And so this is on a Friday. So then Monday I see the GM and I ask him, so about the raise. He says, oh yeah, about that. I talked to the chef and he said no. So I said, why? And he said, well, the chef doesn't think you show enough initiative. And now you're looking at me. I'm a dishwasher making $15 an hour. And granted, I had employee housing and some of my meals provided for, so I didn't have to pay any
that
rent
sounds
or
fresh,
anything. That
though.
was nice. But I was making $15 an hour, which was the starting wage after working there for 10 months and doing a great job, not getting fired, not getting yelled at, not getting in trouble, nothing, just doing my job, buckling down, perfectly cool to be in that dish pit for, 15 hours a day some days. And like without complaining, and whenever he said I didn't show enough initiative, I was like, all right, here's my 2 weeks. Peace. I don't care if I'm getting free housing here. I don't care. Like, if you don't respect me enough, I was just like, peace out. I am gone.
Do you have to leave right away? Like when you live there?
Yeah, a lot of those jobs, yeah, if they provide housing, then once you quit, it depends on the job. Sometimes, like if you're on good terms, they might let you stay for a few days to a week until you leave. But most of the time, they want you out of there within 24 hours. And there, I gave myself, time, and like I went and ended up doing like a little retreat with my friends in the mountains for a few days afterwards, and doing like a little road trip and stuff, and had a nice time. Yeah, that was like the crazy thing about that was just, after 10 months, chef could just be a dick and say like, oh yeah, not enough initiative. There's a dishwasher in the kitchen, not enough initiative. And then the other job that I had out in Montana, and in between these two, I went down to Florida and tried my hand as like a yachty for a little while. And that's a whole other crazy story, can of worms, involving a not so German guy. But I ended up back out in Montana working at a competing luxury guest ranch, right? And I got a job in the kitchen again, planning to do the same thing, working, washing dishes, getting paid to listen to books and podcasts. And when I get there, there's some warning signs that something, might be off. And that one of the things was that the door on the dishwasher, like the little thing that attaches to the door, like a little magnet that screws in, whenever you close the dishwasher, that automatically makes the machine run. It had like stripped out, fallen off, something. So they had a fridge magnet. So every time we wanted to use the dish machine, we had to like take off this fridge magnet and then put it back on and like wiggle it just the right way to get the machine to run, and then hope it stayed running. And if the magnet didn't get disturbed and the machine didn't stop prematurely. And we had to do that for like a month and a half before they got a new door. Every day, like every single time we ran a load of dishes, just a huge pain in the ass. And then eventually it got to the point, where the machine was scaled up when I got there, right? Because the water in Big Sky, Montana, which is where this other ranch was, it was also a ski resort. In Big Sky, Montana, the water is very hard, hardest water I've ever seen. And I've lived in quite a few places now. So the machine would scale up in a matter of days. And whenever we started running delimer, the machine would start just boiling over and spraying steaming hot water out and running on its own. That was a whole issue. Eventually, they purposely broke the thermostat so that it wouldn't get too hot. And then that was like a temporary fix. And then we had the garbage disposal break in the sink, which it was like a big custom sink, so it wasn't easy to fix. And the only way to get the sink to drain was to manually stick your hand down into the sink and turn the garbage disposal agitator with your hand, right? And so we had to do that for 50 or 60 days while they kept telling us that a new one was on the way. And I remember going up and asking the chef, one day when that agitator smashed my finger, I was like, why do we not have this stuff here when this place makes as much money as it does? And he told me that they ordered it. It was just, supply chain issues because it was coming from China, whatever, some bullshit about that. And in my head, what I'm thinking is that this place has enough money that you could rent a U-Haul, drive down to Denver today, buy a new dish machine and sink from a restaurant going out of business there, and bring it up here tomorrow. And that would be cheaper than ordering a brand new one from China and waiting 10 months for it to get here, And they just kept giving excuses. And this place got to the point to where the drains in the kitchen literally would not drain anymore, no matter how much we agitated it, no matter how harsh the chemicals were we poured down it. And I ended up having a sensation where I thought there was an animal crawling inside my stomach. And when I went to the doctors, they said that I was having intestinal spasming due to stress from working at this place. And that was the day that I was like, all right, I'm not going back to work anymore. I need to quit. And like, I like texted the chef and was like, chef, I know that I get housing from this job, but I'd rather be homeless than come back to work. I wish you luck in finding someone else.
Wow.
And I
That
just,
is wild.
oh man, that.
Sorry, working in those places that are like, I just working in those like in those luxury places. You know, I have sort of a analog to that. I worked at a golf course in Groveport, Ohio. That, you know, it was people that weren't rich, but you know, they had enough money to join a golf club, and they were some of the meanest people I've ever in my life. I have ever worked for in my life. Just some of the truly dirt worst, meanest, like calling me like they would call me slurs, like gay slurs, because I had I had my eyebrow pierced. They would just say it. They would be like, "Don't go out in." I had my eyebrow pierced, and they would call me princess, and then it escalated when they saw me every day until they asked that they not have to see me anymore. So I wasn't allowed out in the area that wasn't the small dishwasher area. The members had asked not to have to see me, which I always think about that to this day. Like, how can you do that? How can you do that to a human? You know, I don't want to see that guy. He bums me out. Well,
yeah,
I'll tell you what we got.
It's pretty ridiculous.
We got
I was just gonna say I've got another.
Go ahead. We can do one more. We got a couple
I just
calls.
wanted to say, Brett. So last week you talked to, or Brian, actually, sorry, Brian. Last week you talked about how you were working out at the gym, and you're going to more weight, and you were saying you wished you had like a trainer or something. And I wrote down a note here of something that I thought was relevant. So you're saying that you wanted someone to like tell you some stuff to do to help you. So the YouTube channel I'd say to check out is called More Plates, More Dates. The guy on there, like a lot of what he says, like, you know, over my head, but he really knows what he's talking about when it comes to like the physiology and stuff. And he's got like a pre-workout that whenever I started taking it, I gained 6 pounds of muscle in the first 6 days I was taking it. It was pretty crazy. And like, it's not steroids, but it's like as close as you can get without going on steroids. And
I'm not against steroids.
My big thing is just like, you know, like the things I would recommend for you if you can afford it is like 5 grams of creatine a day, a pre-workout before you work out, and then protein shake after your workout. And that'll help you, I think.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do the creatine, I think, and do the protein shake. I don't think I need pre-workout because I drink coffee before I go to the gym. So I don't need 1,000 more grams of
caffeine.
Well,
you can get stimulant-free ones too. the one I get, I'm not sponsored, but it's called Gorilla Mode Nitric, and it's stimulant-free, and it works freaking great. Like you take that stuff, and within 15 to 10 minutes, you feel like razor focus, ready to go. Like you want to get after it. It's pretty sick.
I honestly think that's what keeps me away from doing a lot of the pre-workout and stuff like that. Is it's all called like Alpha Gorilla or like Tiger Blend, and I'm like, all right, come on. Isn't there anything geared toward my delicate sensibilities? Well, hey, thanks for calling. Call back anytime.
That's true. Of course, my pleasure. Have fun, guys.
You too. Gorilla mode.
Creatine fucking rocks. That is a good idea. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm getting on creatine. I'm excited about it. I don't know what it is or what it's gonna do, but I learned. I went and worked out with a friend of ours, and he kind of like told me some stuff that like changed kind of the way I think about what I was doing, because I was going in there and obsessing over getting 12 reps on everything. And like, if I didn't get 12 reps, I felt like a failure. and he was like, "You're not like pushing yourself. You're supposed to like push yourself so that you can't do 12 reps. Like the goal is so that you can't." So that really changed everything, and I got to really like I was like doing a leg press thing, and I hit like I had been doing 140 pounds, and he was like, "You should try and add another 40 pounds," and I did, and I fucking was able to do it. And I just was like, I've been doing this 140 for so long, and it just had turned into an easy thing. Like I found out basically that I am lazy naturally, and that like I will get in a routine and not
push yourself.
Like, yeah, no, I already did. So I'm really gonna start pushing myself now. Getting 8 reps, I'm gonna really go heavy. But yeah, I want to get on creatine, and I want to do well, I do protein shakes already, Dynatize, but I want to get on some creatine. I'm going to. I hoping it makes me feel like hyped up to work out,
No, it's just gonna be more gains that you want.
Tight. All right.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, what's up, Street Fight? It's Bear.
Bear, what is
awesome?
Up? You calling about pee pee and poo poo?
Oh, fuck, what?
Nothing. It said the call note on the auto screen said Bear, and I'm calling about pee pee poo poo, which that's cool with me. I mean, I'll tell you the truth, Bear. I walk around the house, right, and like sing songs all day, and I always try to add poop or pee or fart or sucking somebody off to like every song, and it is really satisfying when you get a good one.
I do the same exact thing. I feel like I just didn't know what to say, so I just defaulted to pee pee poo poo.
Hey, we all do. So what's up, Bear? What have you been up to?
Oh, just the normal. I'm now a full-time Chili's employee instead of just a part-time Chili's employee. That's something.
Get a raise? Did you get a raise?
No. Well, kind of.
I was gonna say,
I'm making the same amount of. I'm making the same-ish amount of money, but I'm getting like benefits now, like actual benefits. So.
Oh, that's great. Actually, that's like, yeah. And you're getting more hours.
I
get like you're full time. But do they really lean on you there?
Only because I know how to do everything now, and that's not like a bragging thing. I wish I didn't, but I just kind of never tell them no when they're like, "Hey, I want to do this." So I'm now trained in literally everything in the restaurant.
Bear, the Chili's genius. That's what we're gonna start calling you, the Chili's genius. Now, is it getting a little easier? Are they still not able to hire people there?
Well, we're hiring too many people now, which is like the opposite problem. We have people coming in and out so quickly that I don't meet anyone anymore. It's very odd. I've never seen a workplace do that. I mean, people will literally come in and work like 4 days and quit. It's a very odd process.
It makes sense though. I mean, you're either going to quit in 4 days or 4 years. There's not, or a year, I'll say 4 days or 1 year. So I've had 2 jobs for that I only lasted 4 days on, or 3 days or whatever. I have 2 of those. And then every other job I made it almost a year, no matter how shitty the fucking job was. I mean, I lasted 4 days at a place where we were building car doors. And I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. So that's probably what people are feeling at Chill. I can't fucking do this. This is the worst shit in the world.
Yeah, no, it is. It is somehow the most stressful and the least stressful kitchen I've ever fucking been in. There's like so much less yelling and like fighting and like shit getting thrown and stuff like that. But like it's just so much more like actual stress, Like working in a kitchen, you feel like somebody's gonna fucking like stab you. But working at Chili's, you just feel like the whole planet's gonna implode at any given moment.
It's super busy, right?
Yeah, it's never a slow moment.
I hated that, man.
Except,
You know, at Chuck E. Cheese was like through the week, it was like, you know, people don't really go to Chuck E. Cheese on Monday, you know, but like
yeah,
people, but like, so you never work those days, which those are the days I wanted to work. And Saturday and Sunday though, it's busier than anything. It's so busy. It is wild at that place. So like I figure Chili's got to be one of the busiest chains cuz it's like what's the word? It's just a chain restaurants I can't see ever going away, I guess. Is what I'll say.
yeah, no.
Suburban people love it.
Permanent American fixture now. It's
I know, and then one day we're
standard hometown America. You got the one Chili's and like two Targets, and that's it.
Yes. That's true. Chili's and Applebee's is making a run right now. I gotta tell you, they've almost got me to go to Applebee's this week.
How?
Okay, I'll explain it to you. You're not gonna respect it, but I'll explain it to you. If you go to Applebee's and you spend $25, you get a free ticket to see Top Gun Maverick. And I was like, that's kind of like
what?
You could really pull
I'll go.
shit off there. Yeah. I want to see Top Gun Maverick, and you get a meal and a ticket to see that movie.
Okay.
Our local Applebee's isn't doing that. I would know because every Chili's employee gets dinner there on the weekends because they're open till 1 a.m. and we close at 11:30. So they're the only place open when we get out.
Yeah, it just was happening this week. I was so impressed with because like, I mean, if you go in there and eat Applebee's, you're gonna spend more than $25 easy. It just that's the price of things, which means like you get the meal at Applebee's and then you get the movie for free, and that's much more than just buying the ticket to the movie.
You can also, I mean, these days there's no servers in the dine. Whatever you want in. I go and get like a whole regular ass meal that I would do takeout and just eat it in the fucking theater now these days. So you could just take the Applebee's to go and eat it on the fucking tray in the recliner at the movie theater.
Oh yeah, that's the definite move.
Genius.
I take my backpack and I smuggle food in under a hoodie. They never actually search backpacks at my theater. It's great.
The movies is I gotta tell you, it's I need a luxury movie experience in my city. I know in Toronto they have like movies that are only for 18 and up, and they're like kind of like a luxury situation in there too. It costs more, but you know, you go in there, you don't have any kids or anything like that, no teens, no people making jokes, and because it's for the people that don't want that shit. And you know, I need something like that. The theaters in Columbus, Ohio are totally beat up. They're really bad shape.
I went to go see the new Doctor Strange, and I got sat next to like two really old ass women, and they just kept like saying their predictions for the next 5 seconds of the movie before stuff would happen. It ruined the whole experience.
See, I'm weird. Like when it comes to the movies, is I like the sort of I don't go as much now as I used to. Back when I was going regularly, I saw The Raid 2, and the guys behind me were like narrating the whole movie and with jokes. You know what I mean? There's a kill in that movie. There's a fight in The Raid 2 where a guy is using a baseball and a bat, like he's hitting baseballs at a guy, and he fucking finally kills the guy, and the dude behind me was like, "Home run, motherfucker." And we were just laughing our heads off. There was only like 6 people in the theater. It was like he was just performing for 6 people, and I loved it. It was like Mystery Science Theater. But like now I think I would, with a guy with no sense of humor, by the way, not funny, But I also had the same thing happen at a seeing White House Down. Like there were some people behind me fucking just cracking jokes the whole time, and I really enjoyed it. The thing that pisses me off about like going to like your Doctor Strains and whatnot is that the audience claps for stuff that I don't know what they're clapping for, and it fucking makes me feel like I missed out.
Oh yeah, no, that happened too, like 4 different times. Because I'm not a Marvel guy. I just like Doctor Strange because I like surrealist shit. So I was just sitting there like, yeah, no, I have no idea who this like random ass man walking off the side of the screen is. Like,
yeah, it'll just be a dude shows up and like, or like a person shows up and then you're thinking in your head like, am I supposed to know who that is? Like, is that important to the story that like I know who this person is from the X-Men cartoon in 1995 that I never saw because I'm not a Marvel guy. I was a He-Man guy and stuff like that. So like I just there were a few scenes in that fucking movie and in the Spider-Man there were a few scenes like where I was like, what? Who's this guy? So I didn't see all the I didn't know Jamie Foxx. Oh, I was just gonna say I didn't know who Jamie Foxx was in that movie. I never saw whatever the movie was that had Jamie Foxx in it.
yeah, no, I think the only experience worse than having that at a movie theater is like watching a rerun of like an old sitcom that you never watched, and then they clap for a character who's returning, but that's the first episode you watch. So that really makes you feel like a complete fucking idiot. You feel like you're losing your mind when you like watch that shit.
Oh, it's like I said. I said this recently.
Seinfeld, they fucking had like a clap track every time Kramer would come back on screen. I had no idea who he was because it was the first time I watched the show. Worst experience.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm like name and face blind. I just don't. I have fucking no idea who anybody is in the show. It's like I know who the main person is in a TV show, but anybody else after that is like, I don't, who the fuck is that? Who is, they'll say a guy's name and I'll be like, who the fuck is he? And my wife or my kid will be like, it's this person. I'm like, okay. I get it now. It's that guy. I just can't remember movie guys' names at all. And every movie now is predicated on you remembering movie guys' names. Like you're supposed to remember that stuff or know something about it beforehand with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, that's why I like DC movies better because like I don't know who anyone is, but this guy's wearing a green spandex suit with question marks all over it. He's probably some sort of weird villain guy, like it's self-explanatory. I feel like on the DC side.
I love the DCs too. I'm a big DC guy. If I had to pick one, I'd be the DC guy because I just watched the whatever the last the Suicide Squad movies and Peacemaker. I was like, these are great. I love this shit.
Yeah, didn't Suicide Squad have fucking like Dr. Shark and it's just a fucking shark? Like, wasn't that his whole character?
Yeah, it was just a big guy with the shark head. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's
well, Bear, we are
plot I need in my life.
Yeah, we are out of time for the evening, and it's always good to hear from you. Please call back. We missed you.
Will do. I'll definitely call back. I've just been busy,
Yeah. No. Hey.
Yeah.
Have fun. Keep it up at Chili's. Make that money. Stack that paper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Too busy learning all the stations at Chili's.
Yeah. Well, Chili's is busy. Chili's is a wild place. It doesn't have the Top Gun deal that Applebee's does, but it is a place.
Yeah, people. I mean, they like that. They have everything there, like Boom Chicka Pop shrimp and a burger for dad, and then like Southwestern bowls for mom.
My aunt really wanted to hang out with my wife one day, and she's a little crazy, and she made them go to Chili's. And they were so excited. They like had all their favorite dishes and drinks and stuff like that. So people get excited, like people, because I was that way with like Applebee's and Ruby Tuesday back when I lived out in the suburbs. I was just like, man, that Western burger at Ruby Tuesday is something else. I love it.
Yeah, that ranchero steak at Max and Irma's.
Yeah. Well, we love all of you listeners. We will see you. We will be here Wednesday, not Sunday. We are taking Sunday off, not for the troops, but for wrestling and Indy cars.
Right. I'll be at the Indy 500 on Sunday. If you're going to be there, let me know. We're Street Fight. We'll see you on Wednesday. Also, I think my schedule got switched up, so we're going to be in studio on Wednesday night. Head to twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio. You'll be able to see me because I had to have my video shut off for most of this because my internet is unstable.
Poop and pee. That's